Welcome, friends, to the show that never ends.
I've taken the chance to make you dance.
क्या सुनना चाहेंगे आप?
Rumba,
राम्बा? No. Samba?
samba,
No. Two, rock. Three, rock. बोल
बोल
बेबी
बेबी
बोल, rock
बोल,
and roll.
बोल
मेरे
बोल
संग डोल,
बोल,
rock and roll.
बोल
दुनिया है
बेबी
गोल, rock
बोल,
and roll. बोल
बोल
बेबी
बोल
बोल बोल बोल बेबी बोल
बोल,
बोल मेरे संग
मेरे
डोल.
संग
दिल में बस जाने
डोल,
दे
अरे
मुझको,
दुनिया
दिल
है
के सब दरवाजे
गोल.
खोल.
मेरी हमगम ओ आसमां मिला जमीन को मेरी आधे आधे पूरे ओ तेरे नाम पे
तू जो कभी आता है जब सामने मेरे.
How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. So I officially welcome you on Coffee Time with Briya and cheers to that with my cup of coffee.
Cheers.
Every Friday I get to see those amazing jam sessions that you do. And considering आज Friday है, poetic justice हो रहा है Coffee Time with
Yeah.
Briya पे. What is the jam that we look forward to or while we are on this live? We have seen you strum your guitar, we've seen you play the keys. You are, indulging your time in horse riding. All that is happening. So that's something really, really amazing.
Thank you, thank you. Yeah, I mean, I used to play the piano way back, and
Yeah.
then guitar, thoda bahut, I picked it up when I was in college. Somebody actually asked me once and said that, do you know how to play the guitar? And this was it was a director in the industry, and I told them, I said, and I thought to myself, I actually told them no because I didn't, but then I thought to myself, why don't I know it?
Okay.
Why should I not be prepared?
Yeah.
So that's when I went back to college and I went on Amazon and I bought this guitar for like $30
Okay.
because I wanted to learn on something. I didn't want to spend money on an expensive instrument till I didn't know how to play it.
Yeah.
And even my dad thinks the same way. And then I learned on YouTube, all these chords and how to play and everything. And then it's all practice from there on. But then my dad told, I went back home and then I played for my father. And then that's when he saw that, okay, theek hai, now he plays theek thak, so I'll get him a good guitar. And
So
that's when he bought me.
which one was your first guitar and which one did your dad,
I think I bought some normal random $30 guitar on Amazon, and it was very made with really bad plastic, and
Okay.
the strings were wearing off. Sometimes they used to hurt. There were times that I was playing for the first week that I had it. The initial obsession that you have, घुसते से ही कि नहीं मुझे करना है, and that sort of dies out. So when I got into it, I was playing it for like 6 hours a day. And
Okay.
and you know what? The first time this part gets really hard after a while of playing. So initially, it started cutting up, and then the whole
Okay.
thing was bleeding. I still remember there was one day where there was just blood on all the strings, and I was just playing for hours. And that's when I had to go to the shop and change the strings and come back. But yeah, it was. I mean, it's all about practice, and then after that, I played it for my dad, and he bought me this Yamaha ka guitar, but not that expensive also. But like he's like, इससे थोड़ा better होगा तो better guitar दे. So it gives me something to look forward to.
But that's pretty much your relationship with your father. Has he always, practiced and preached life in moderation, even though, people would beg to differ and say that you guys are the privileged kids, जो debate
Right.
हमेशा से चला आता है.
Right.
But I've been watching your interviews. You've always said that your father was very strict and he wanted to teach you guys, all the kids, all your siblings also, that you have to be very, very regimented and सब कुछ मिल रहा है इसका मतलब ये नहीं है ना everything should be a luxury for you guys.
Right. Uh, yeah, I mean, it's also not just my father. It's the whole atmosphere at home created by everybody, and everybody counts when it comes to some such a thing. Even if it's something as minute as talking to our staff. The staff who's been working in my house has been there since I was born. So they're not really like staff, they're like family to me. There have been times where they've taken care of me more than my mother or my father. So that kind of bond, and it just teaches you so much, to respect to be respectful to everybody and be equal to everybody and not really hold any kind of कि हम तुमसे ऊपर हैं या anything like that. We never had any mindsets like that. We were never taught anything like that at home. Even when we spoke to them, regardless of whatever field of work they were from, wherever they were from, we always spoke to them saying that आप ऐसा कीजिए, and not like तू क्या कर रहा है इधर आ and stuff like that. We don't talk like that at home. So that's been pretty good. I'm glad that I'm grateful to be born in a family like that where I've been taught such things. And yeah, you obviously, the credit goes to the parents.
Yes.
And both my parents have seen really difficult times in their lives, and obviously I was there for some of it, but some of it, you only hear from their childhood. You hear the stories, so you try and just put yourself in their shoes and try to understand where they're coming from, And today, when I've obviously gone through so much with them, and I've heard so many stories of theirs, so it just makes me feel that we don't thank God enough for how much He's given us. So it's you just have to be grateful for whatever you have, and whatever it is, we are always happy at home. There have been times when my father doesn't really have work. There have been ups and downs in his career as well. He's been in the industry for 40 years now,
Yes.
almost,
Yes.
and he's seen a lot of ups and downs. A lot of struggles, a lot of difficult times, and I've seen him sitting at home not having any work, but the important thing is to keep smiling and looking forward, and that's what he's done, which is why, he's kept on resurrecting from the dead. So
Yes.
that's good. I'm glad that he's done that, and that teaches me so much to always be positive and keep looking forward.
So yeah, I was talking about your Friday jam session. So मेरे पास एक छोटा सा game है. In fact, 2 games, but I will tell you
Okay.
by and by. What I'm going to do is, you've acted with so many people. You've acted, in Sanjay Leela Bhansali production. So I'll give you references. You will pick the favorite song of this particular person. It could be an actor, a director. You will sing it for us. Your favorite song. The ball will be in your court, but I'll
Okay,
tell
so
you
I have to sing any random song.
any random song, but I'll tell you whose. Bas.
Okay.
ठीक है? All right. So your favorite Javed Jafri song, because obviously fathers come first.
बोल बेबी बोल, rock and roll, मेरे संग डोल, rock and roll, दुनिया है गोल, rock and roll. बोल बेबी बोल 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 बेबी बोल बोल, मेरे संग डोल डोल न गोल. दिल में बस जाने दे मुझको, दिल के सब दरवाजे खोल. So that's how it goes.
Wow. Do you remember the dialogue that comes before the song the song starts with?
No. My dad is going to be very ashamed. I'm surprised that. Is this the one in the classroom? Is this the dialogue
No,
in the classroom?
no. Just before the song, he says something. Na? What do you want to listen to?
Oh, welcome, friends, to the show that never ends. Something groove your beat or move your feet. क्या सुनना चाहेंगे आप? Ramba? No. Samba? No. Then Charleston, tequila, tango. And then तो फिर क्या हो? And then he's like 1. And then people are like rock, 2, rock, 3, rock. And then rock and roll, and then the song starts.
Wow. You actually remember it, yeah? That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
part of the song, so I remember it.
Yeah. Okay. Your favorite Shilpa Shetty song?
चुरा के दिल मेरा गोरिया चली. And I'm not just saying this because I've done the remake of the song
Yes,
with her now
yes.
in Hangama too.
Yeah.
But it is my favorite Shilpa Shetty song.
Yeah, because it has to be everybody's favorite Shilpa Shetty and Akshay Kumar song because of the rhythm that it has. It's one of the classics, I believe. Okay.
It's really good.
Yeah. Okay. Your favorite Bhansali film song? What would that be?
Dola Re Dola.
Okay.
Re Dola, Re Dola, Re Dola, Re Dola, Re Dola, Dola, Dil Dola.
Okay.
But that's my favorite song of his. I think the visualization and the way they've captured the whole song is amazing.
All right. Okay, now this is away from the songs because we are talking about 2 stalwarts in the field of acting. One is Rajpal Yadav. You're again working with both of them, Rajpal Yadav and Mr. Paresh Rawal, both of them in Hangama 2. So any particular dialogue that you connect with the 2 actors that you'd like to act out, because you're so much into mimicry and all, up to TikTok ban ho gaya hai. I was loving your TikTok jams with all of these people.
I barely made any TikToks. People used to force me to make TikToks. I hate making TikToks. But Paresh ji, there's a dialogue from this movie called Judai. where he has a question mark on his forehead throughout the film, and the reason he has that is because he keeps asking questions all the
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
So he's like, तुम्हारे पास कौन सा टीवी है? दूसरी कंपनी का क्यों नहीं है? फैन है? कौन सी कंपनी का है? एसी है? कौन सी कंपनी का है? Fridge है? कौन सी कंपनी का है? So it's just him asking questions, in the film. And it's a really funny character.
Yeah.
And Johnny Sir is also in the same film. And yeah, but sorry, you asked him about Rajpal Sir.
No, that's
Rajpal
okay.
Sir,
Yeah.
no, Rajpal Sir, one famous dialogue that comes to my mind whenever I think of him is because my brother, as a kid, used to imitate this scene and dialogue all the time. It's from Hangama 1, where they are beating him up for no reason, and then he just loses his mind and he's like, "मैं पागल हूँ," and then he just like starts running outside and he's like, "मारो, हम कोई मंदिर का घंटा है कि कोई भी आके बजा जाता है."
But
yeah.
since we're talking about a Priyadarshan film, and you know, in a way are also part of history because it's after 7 years that he's coming back to a Hindi film, making a film, you know, in Hindi. Hangama 2 is part of that. Unfortunately, there's, I believe, only 10 to 12 days of shooting left when the lockdown was announced, right? So what really happens now? You know, what are you guys planning? Because ab dheere dheere karke shooting with, you know, everything and all the precautionary measures in place shuru ho rahi hai. So what really is in the plan?
And if anyone tells you otherwise, they are lying because nobody knows really what's going on. And the government we're just waiting to hear from the government as to when we will actually be able to shoot. Because I've heard from a lot of people, हम अभी शुरू कर रहे हैं, July 1st week, we're ready, we're going on floors and stuff like that. And that's not really going to happen. So they're just talking in thin air. And I don't really know when shooting will actually resume again. So I guess we'll have to just wait and see. But honestly, if you ask me, I feel October, yeah, probably. But a lot of TV serials have started shooting now in Mumbai.
Yes. Yeah.
So that's good. I mean, that's a start.
Yeah. Okay. And since you're doing a Priyadarshan film, you have a special connection with Priyadarshan. You know, your grandfather was also part of his first Hindi film. So that's something.
You're the first person. You're the first person who knows this and has asked me this as a interviewer, journalist. You know, but otherwise, not many people know this, and that is true. My grandfather was in his first Hindi film, which was called Muskurahat, and he was with Amrish sir, and he plays a Mali who takes care of the whole mansion which they're staying in. But it's a really sweet film, and it's a great film, and I don't know, it's really weird that, you know, I'm doing a movie with him after so many years.
Yes. Okay.
So, yeah.
All right. We were talking about another game. Now this game involves coffee, so I want you to hold your coffee cup. It's my version of Never Have I Ever. I will put you through these situations. I'll ask you if you have done it, you take a sip and tell me the story behind it. As simple as that. And you can't lie.
Okay.
All right.
And what if I don't want to answer it? Then I have to have the coffee.
Then just take
अच्छा
a
वो
sip.
ऑप्शन ही नहीं है वो ऑप्शन ही नहीं है okay fine.
I'll not put you in a spot. Come on. I like you already. Okay. Take a sip.
Okay.
If you get your shoe fetish from your father.
No.
You don't? But you both are into too many shoes. Huh? How many pair of shoes
But it's
do you
different
have?
kind of shoes. It's different kinds of shoes. My
Okay.
dad is more into the formal wear, whereas I'm more into like sneakers and streetwear and hype beast, as we call it.
Okay.
So
Okay.
yeah, those kind of shoes.
All right. Okay.
But I would agree that I get the fetish for shoes in general from my
Yeah.
father. Yeah.
Because
So I have to have it.
I don't know. Yeah. Then take a sip. Yeah, because I know there's certain things that actually I think are passed down from the parents. Like I take it from my dad. I have a shoe fetish as well. Like my husband complains कि कितने pair of joote do you have? Yeah, you need to cut it out. Okay.
No, I get clothes and shoes from dad.
Okay. All right. Take a sip. If you have danced to Bol Baby Bol, rock and roll a lot of times, is it your favorite Shah song?
No, you know which is my favorite Shah song?
Yes.
Now that you brought it up, it's this song from Phir Bhi Dil Hai Hindustani with Shah Rukh Khan, and it's called I Am the Best.
Okay.
So when I wake up and the first thing I do is go into the shower and I listen to I Am the Best.
Okay, what is Alvira saying lies to? She
I don't
always
know. Even I read that. I think we should. I think next live should be with Alvia. Where's she gone? Yeah.
So, I have seen her comment on your post like one of your jam sessions and you probably were singing this song and she's like, what an abstract song to pick. I mean, she's that big a critique of
Because
yours.
she's not a critique. She's just a New Yorker. It's just because she's gone to college now in America, she thinks she's become really cool. Okay, Hindi songs are not cool. We're going to play some Harry Styles music. We're going to play some Zayn Malik songs. We're going to play some other, I don't know, random artist songs. Rap songs are cool, but
Okay, she's
Vishesh
saying
films, Mohit Suri.
you dancing to Bowl Baby Bowl. She says lies.
Okay, she's saying, no, she doesn't know. She's not there with me at every party.
Okay, all right. Take a sip. If you have injured yourself trying to impress a girl,
Emotionally or physically?
physically यार, emotionally नहीं,
नहीं,
इतना
नहीं,
deep
physically
नहीं है. Okay.
नहीं, physically नहीं.
Okay. Take a sip. If you have sung to impress a girl,
Yeah.
which song?
It was a Coldplay song. Probably
Okay.
Scientist.
Okay. The one that you've jammed, you
Yeah,
recently
the one
played
that
on your, yeah.
yes,
Okay.
yes.
Okay. And I've noticed that Javed sir comments on most of your posts, and his posts are really, they have a deep thought behind it, whether you riding into the woods, whether your song selection, and he mentioned how you sung Scientist as one of your first songs that he heard as a child.
Right.
So,
Funny thing is, I get so irritated when he comments after 1 week of putting the post up. You know, by then the whole thing has died down. You know, and his comment will be probably one of the last few comments on the picture because he's commenting after like a week.
yeah.
But yeah, he's really witty and he's really creative in terms of what he can comment or say because that way he's really good. He's good at that. So I enjoy his comments.
Okay, all right. Now, this one I think Alvia is going to like. Take a sip. If you have ever used your sister's phone to Insta stalk the people commenting on her stories or photographs.
Her photographs only.
Yeah. People who have written comments like, oh, you're looking so nice or anything.
No, I've not used her phone, but I've gone through it from my phone. Like I'm like, who's this guy? Ma'am, you are princess. You are angel falling from sky. We love you. Like these kind of comments come. So I go
Okay.
through them and it's entertainment for me.
Okay. When you return home, I don't know what is she going to do, but considering you have actually,
No,
owned up
she
to
gets heavily entertained with these comments as well. She really enjoys it.
But she doesn't know that you stalk those people now. Do you stalk those
No,
people?
sometimes we stalk them together. And I come back, I was like, what is this guy saying?
Okay, all right. Okay. Take a sip. If you've ever danced inside a movie theater while watching a film.
Yeah.
कौन सी picture थी?
Sadly, that theater is shut down now. It used to be called Chandan Cinema.
Yeah.
And it was in Juhu, right behind PVR Juhu. And I used to go there for every Salman Khan movie.
Okay.
Every Salman Khan movie, Friday, Eid, Raat ko, we used to go watch it.
Okay.
And I used to have a blast. Last one I saw there was Sultan.
All right. So
And
what?
Baby Ko
Luggage?
Besh Pasand Hai is the one. No.
Okay.
Baby Ko Besh. Yeah.
Okay, all right. Not many people also know that you were much before your body doubling for Ranveer Singh or much before Malal. I think your first on-screen appearance was for your father, your uncle's Boogie Woogie. I
Yeah.
don't think many people know that. You were part of the credit roll. You were one of the child in the hoodie, I believe.
Yes.
Yes. How old were
I
you
was-
at that time?
1 year old.
Do you remember it?
I do not. I only look at it and I know it, but I don't remember the moment of being there because I was just a year old, so really young. But I'm glad that they thought of putting me because it's like chap gaya, it's there. And I
Yeah,
made my first debut when I was 1 year old on
Yes.
TV. So I'm glad about that.
And do you knew at that time when you actually were growing up, did you know the kind of reach that Boogie Woogie had and how your dad and your uncle had become household names because of that show?
Yeah, I knew about that. Um, because a lot of times I used to go on set. For my
Okay.
family, it was the Boogie Woogie set was an outing. So it
Hmm.
was like, okay, कोई रिश्तेदार आ गए, चलो उनको लेके जाते हैं Boogie Woogie set पे. You know, कोई
Okay.
guest आए, अच्छा चलो. It was like a धर्मशाला, like आ जाओ, आप भी आ जाओ, आप भी आ जाओ. So everyone used to sit in the audience and we used to enjoy the whole shoot. And there we used to meet a lot of random people who were sitting in the audience who used to say, tell us how important the show was to them and their families and how they used to watch it every day, every weekend whenever it used to come. And how it gave a platform to a lot of people all over India at that time, which nobody did, and gave them the chance to showcase their talent. You know, so I that's when I really understood the importance of the show. First, I thought, ये क्या हो रहा है? क्या लोग dance कर रहे हैं? क्या ये लोग just... But then, you know, when you look at it from the other side of the spectrum, you understand the importance of it. And I'm really glad that they did that. I'm hoping that they reboot the show and restart it and they come up with it again. They're trying to, so I hope that happens.
And since we're talking about way back in history, do you remember any of your father's adverts? Hamdard Cotonic Sinkara या
Sinkara,
Maggie?
प्यार का मारा, हम प्यार का मारा. And can I tell you something really funny? My
Yes.
dad and my mom was sitting near New Excelsior Theatre in town because she's a townie. So she
Yes.
was staying near New Excelsior Theatre, and my father was just crossing the road, and my aunt was facing the road. So my mom's back was towards my father when he was going. They didn't know each other, nothing, nothing. So my aunt just looks at my mom and says, "वो देख सिंकारा वाला जा रहा है."
Okay.
and they both just looked at him and I think was it I don't know if it was after that or was it that day, but then my dad came up to my mom because he saw her and he found her really attractive, and then just came and started line marrowing and said that, oh hi, you know, I'm Javed, and are you going for Malhar? You know, Malhar is a festival that takes
Yeah,
place
yeah,
in
yeah,
Davis
yeah,
College. Used to be a big thing. I don't know if it still is, but Malhar was a big thing at that point of time. And so he asked her, and she was way younger to him. She was still in school, so she was technically not allowed to go for college festivals.
yeah. Okay.
So she just looked at him and said, "Yeah, we are going. We'll see you there." And then she went there with, I think, her sister or her brother, and then that's when she met my dad, and then they started talking and stuff like that.
Wow, that's a great story. I mean, बताओ सिंकारा की वजह से your mom found, I mean, your dad found your
Yeah,
mother. I mean, that's really
yeah,
amazing. You guys owe your life to Sinkara. You should
true.
be. So that's really amazing. But since you're talking about family, do you remember your first shot for Malal? You know, the fact that because, you know, yours is a very, very close-knit family, I believe it was a
Right.
very, very important day for the entire family, you giving your first shot for Malal. So what was it like?
It was, you know, the day before I tried to sleep and I didn't really get enough sleep. And then I had told myself that I'm going to wake up at early in the morning at like 5 or something because I had to be on set at 7 o'clock in town in Sophia College, which is funny because my mom went to Sophia College. So anyway,
Okay.
so I went to
Oh, wow.
Sophia College on Beach Candy, and I went for a swim in the morning at
Okay.
5:30 just to wake up, you know.
Okay.
And I thought, and I said to myself, मैं रोज shoot के पहले swimming जाऊंगा to open up my body. That
Okay.
only happened on the first day. It never happened after that. Anyway, so I went to swim. I reached the set. I didn't talk to anybody. I didn't, you know, speak to my family that morning. I just, I knew they were coming on set, so I just ran to set. I was very nervous. I was stressed. My family landed up over there a bit sometime later, and then my dad had got laddus in his hand, like kilos, you know, like a
Okay.
lot of laddus. And he went around the whole college distributing the laddus. And he barged into the principal's office, and the principal didn't know like what is going on. And then he sees Javed Jafri, and he's like, "Oh, hi sir, how are you?" And then my dad gave him the laddu as well. The principal was very happy for some reason. But we shot in Sophia's. That was my first day. I had the classroom scene from Malal where I slapped the professor, and it went really well. You know, I didn't eat anything the whole day because I was so nervous. I was only having black coffees, but it went well. And my
What
family was
is
there, which really sort of supported me, you know, and they encouraged me to do better on set. So That
And
was it.
what is the first thing that your father said to you, or your parents for that matter, your mom as well, seeing you perform on screen, as the professional actor for the very first time?
I asked them, I said, did you see it? And they said, their eyes were just like wide open, and they, you know, that expression which Indians usually give.
Yeah.
So it was that. It was
Okay.
exactly that.
Which part of Padmavat did you shoot for, where you played Ranveer's body double?
There's a scene where Ranveer slaps Jim Sarb in the tent while Jim Sarb is putting on his cloak, and he says, "आसमान में हर सितारा चांद बनने का ख्वाब देखता है, लेकिन बन नहीं पाता." And then Jim Sarb says, "जैसे कि मैं, जो आपके बहुत करीब हूँ, लेकिन पद्मावती जितना नहीं." And then Ranveer Singh looks at him and just puts his face on his like cheek and caresses it and says, "Rani Padmavati." And then he walks out of the tent. So that was one scene. Another, it's funny how I remember the whole dialogue.
Yeah.
So the second scene was when I was standing and addressing the whole army when the general comes and tells Ranveer Singh that फौज बगावत पर उतर आई है और उनको वापस दिल्ली जाना है. So that's when he comes out and he says, "कौन?" You know when he's eating that chicken piece and whatever, and then he goes out and then he says, "कौन वापस जाना चाहता है? जो भी वापस जाना चाहता है सामने आए." And then nobody comes, and then and then he says a whole speech about how Khilji ka parcham buland rahe and this and that, and then he throws the flag. So I did that whole scene as well. Ranveer sir had also done it in a lot of other days that he was shooting.
Yeah.
But there were a lot of other shots that they required, that they needed to take, and he was not available because he had probably given the date to some other film and he was shooting. So Sanjay sir asked me to just step in randomly, and I did it.
Did he take you by surprise when he actually said that you should be doing it?
He did, because I was not assisting on the film at that point. I had already finished. I had moved on from Padmavat and I had started working on Malal at that point of time. So I remember that my Malal director Mangesh sir and I had actually gone to Borivali to the Padmavat set to wish Sanjay sir a happy birthday.
Okay.
And it was his birthday, and we were all there, and we went to wish him, and the shoot wrapped up and we cut his cake and all of that. Then he came to, I was just standing with him and he was talking to his associate directors, and he said, हमें तो ये shoot करना है कल, कैसे करेंगे? And they said, "Sir, अभी वो stand-in के साथ करना पड़ेगा because Ranveer is not available tomorrow." So he just looked at me and he said, "You know what? We'll take some profile shots also. We can only do that with Mizan. So Mizan, कल पहुंच जाना." And he told me, he said अगर तू नहीं आया कल ना और तूने अच्छा शॉट नहीं दिया तो मलाल में तेरे को मैं एक आइटम नंबर दूंगा बेबी डॉल जैसा और उस पे डांस करना पड़ेगा. So he was really funny that way, and then I said I obviously showed up the next day, and it was one hell of an experience, because I don't think I'll ever be able to experience something like that ever in my life. And to be put on the spot, like that, is really intimidating. It's extremely scary. I don't know how I pulled it off. After the first cut that he said when he was taking the shot, I honestly fell down. I was standing on the podium. I fell, like I couldn't feel my legs. And one of the ADs came and held me from down because he saw me falling. And that was because I had not eaten anything the whole day and my hands were shivering. And I was so nervous. Because Sanjay Leela Bhansali, and then in front of you there are 400 junior artists or extras, and they're staring at you and you're giving a speech to them. And I could just see myself in their eyes, thinking that who the hell is this guy? Nepotism and this and that and blah and all these thoughts running through my mind. And at the same time, I'm trying to remember the dialogue in the scene, because I was only given 1 hour to prepare for the whole scene, the dialogues, and guess what? Okay, so I go through the whole speech, right? In the vanity van while I'm getting ready.
Yeah.
So when I come out, I'm like, okay, fine, okay, I know the speech, I'm going to go, I'm going to do it, this, that. I go aage, and suddenly one continuity assistant director comes and she's like, "Sir, just look at this." She opens the laptop and she's like, "Just watch this video. You see the hand gestures that Ranveer is doing? You have to follow them as well." And I'm like, "What? Why didn't you give this to me before?" She's like, "Sorry, sir, I was busy." And I was like, and she just ran away. And then, I can't, Now, obviously, I can't go to Sanjay sir and be like, sir, वो मेरे को याद नहीं है gestures. He's like, अच्छा याद नहीं है घर पे जाके बैठो. You know what I'm saying? So I had to make the most, and I was going crazy. I was trying to remember the gestures. I was trying to remember the dialogue. You have 400 people in front of you. You have Sanjay Leela Bhansali watching you on the monitor. It was crazy.
Obviously, everybody wants their first film to work wonders at the box office as well,
Right.
not just critical acclaim. So,
Right.
and you know, it's your first product. This is the first time you're getting introduced to the people, but the reception was not as you would have expected. So,
Right.
how much time did it take for you to, get out of it and then start afresh? Again, start thinking about the other things that you're going to be doing.
To be honest, I was really affected by it in the beginning, but I don't know. I had a lot of like supportive people around me, like my family and my friends. And I was reading all the reviews and the comments and stuff, and a lot of people appreciated my work in the film. So, I'm glad that happened. And then I started thinking of it in a more neutral perspective, because it's your first film, you tend to get very emotionally attached to it because you've spent so much time and effort into it. But then you have to sort of take a step back and then realize that filmmaking is not a one-man job. There are a lot of people who take part in the whole process. So the whole product that's delivered in the end, it is a cumulative effort of a lot of people working together instead of just all the burden being on my shoulders as the actor. That's another thing, yes, that people are going to criticize me because I'm the one who's representing the film in a way to the outside world. So I knew of all these things, and I knew the baggage that I'm going to carry for the rest of my life being an actor. But to be honest, I then started thinking that, okay, people like my work. That means that I did my part as an actor, and I know for a fact that I gave it my 100%. I did whatever the director told me to do, So that's when I started thinking, okay, you know what? Jo hua so hua. I'm glad that at least it's worked well for me, and people have appreciated my work and have taken a liking towards me. And because of my performance, whatever, good or bad or decent, I've gotten Hungama too. And yeah, so I'm really happy, and I have no regrets and nothing. I'm not sad about anything like that because it has taught me so much.
Yeah, and you can see that in your comments also. People are sending hearts. They are saying they watched the film twice. I keep reading as you are mentioning it. Before I end this interview, I know I wanted to ask you this in the beginning, but it's a good thing to end it on this note. Meezaan, what does the name mean? I have a thing for unique names, since my name is one of the unique ones also.
Right.
I like to believe that. So what does Meezaan mean?
It is. I've never actually heard any one named Griha.
Yeah.
Okay, first I'll tell you mine, then you have to tell me what your name is.
Yes.
So my name means balance. It means equilibrium. Okay. It is an Arabic name, and it comes from the source of tarazu. So it is, like a balance, but in terms of justice and life.
Okay.
So I hope that I am balanced in life, and I hope that I always have this tarazu going on.
Wow. And who's
and
kept
yeah,
this name?
my dad has, and my parents have always kept like great names for even my other siblings.
Yes.
My sister's called Alvia, my brother's called Turab. So these are very like unique names, and I'm glad that our parents have given us these.
Yes, that's really
And
nice.
what does Griha mean?
Griha is a synonym for Lakshmi. It means homemaker. It means homemaker. My mother obviously named me after a book that she was reading by Sharat Chand Chattopadhyay. I was interviewing Gajraj Rao sir, and he asked me that, what is the meaning of your name? So I knew the meaning of my name. Like, kaise rakha ye naam? So my mom was reading this book. What was the book? I said, I don't know. So like, go ask your mother what was the book. So now that I asked her, I was like, you know what? In the middle of the interview,
now you prepared yourself in case Meezaan asks you, you know the answer.
Yes. So yeah, that's how I'm called Griha. But yeah, beautiful name and beautiful films that you would be working on in future as well. All the best, Meezaan, for this.
Thank you so much, Griha, for this.